I'm a pediatrician. We have kids come to us today, they're all getting heavier. And some pediatricians are in denial just as bad as the parents. We're seeing bellies on kids, we're seeing kids average weight 10 or 15 pounds higher as they're 10, 11 years old than I saw 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. The pediatricians are in denial, the parents are in denial. The grandma, oh, he's cute looking. Not a good idea. I know you're very concerned about the explosion of obesity in our kids today. Is that true?
Yeah, this is an area where sometimes I get very, very emotional about it because, listen, as an old lady of almost 53 years old, I do have a 10-year-old daughter, so I see a lot of these kids in school every day. Over the years that Sabrina's been going to the same school, I see the same kids that were heavy 6 years ago getting their school uniforms are getting tighter and tighter on them as they get older. When I see a kid that comes into my office that's 8, 9, 10 years old and already 40, 50 pounds overweight, the first thing I want to do really is put my arms around the neck of the parent. 99% of the time, the parent that comes in with the child is overweight. I very rarely see slim parents with very, very overweight children. I'm sure it happens, but I don't recall the last time that was the case in my office. Parents usually say the same thing to me. This is no offense to pediatricians. I don't mean it that way at all. They always say, well, I will say to a parent, why did you wait so long? And they will say, almost to a fault, my pediatrician said he'll outgrow it, not to do anything yet. You don't want to make a big deal of it because you don't want your child to have an eating disorder. And my answer to them is the same.
You do have one.
Mrs. Schwartz, if you don't think that a 9-year-old kid who's got 40, 50 pounds, 60 pounds to lose is not an eating disorder, I don't know what is. And I find myself a new pediatrician.
Because the American Academy of Pediatrics thinks the reason we have obese kids, and it's partially true, they're in front of TV, they're in front of game programs on the computer.
But who allows?
They're not. It's the culture today. It's terrible.
No, it's parents. Listen. I'm a parent late in life. Okay. We have a moral obligation, and we are to make sure our children get the best start in life. We create the environment in which they grow up, spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. A 9-year-old is not shopping for himself, is not cooking for himself. Now, in my own house, listen, I'm not, a Nazi, even though some people call me that. They call me the diet Nazi, but that's fine. My daughter doesn't eat dinner unless she eats everything that's on her. If she doesn't eat the vegetables there, she's not getting up from the table. It's just the way it is. Will I accommodate her by putting a little cheese on broccoli if I have to? Sure. But the point is, I'm trying to give Sabrina the best environment I can in my house. Does she have pizza outside? Sure. Does she have chicken fingers sometimes? Sure. But there has to be that one place that I'm in control of what she's eating. And I don't like when parents, say, I can't control it, you don't understand. What about all my other children in the house? How can I take away this from them? I say, listen, that's your problem now. You need to sit down and have a family powwow because you've got this one little kid this happened not too long ago, 60 pounds overweight. He already has hypertension. I said, you got to sit down with his older siblings and you and your husband when your kid's not in the house, and you got to say, this is a family event now. So-and-so is not feeling, the doctor is a little concerned about him. We have to make this choice as a family. One lady said to me, but my older two boys, they're athletes, they're in great shape, and they work because I knew them. That's fine. But they have to eat the potato chips, the cookies outside of the house. After school, they can't. You have a problem with your kids. So when will all of you get together? When the pediatrician tells you that your son now has diabetes? Will you have a good cry then? Will you like it when your kid gets to be 12 and he's developing breasts because he's so overweight and he's ashamed to take his shirt off at the beach? I'm very passionate about this because the other side of the story is this. I always make a point. I see the child alone. See, the first time a parent comes in with a child, I'll see them both separately and then together. But after that, I make it known that kid is going to be seen by me privately. I make a friend. And I see these kids tell me and my counselors sometimes things that they do not tell their parents. And it's very heartbreaking. It's very, very heartbreaking sometimes. It's not only that kids make fun of them, they're ashamed, especially, when it gets to be that 8 and 9 years old, That's the first time in most schools, I know this is so in my daughter's school, where now for the first time they are changing for gym. Usually when they're little, they go to school in their gym clothes. When they start getting to be about 8, 9 is when they have to go to school when they're regular clothes, and then they change. And that's when they see each other, without their undershirts on, and that's when a lot of the problems start. They know that there's something wrong. If they have an overweight mother, where are they going to go to for help? If they see a mother who's on every month, they're on another diet.
So you hit the big point.
Who are they going to go to?
It's a family affair.
That's what we say. We have a big sign in our office that says, "Overweight is a family affair."